We're live. We're live. We're totally live. Hi, guys. I'm looking at the chat, and there's Tiffany here wondering why we're not live and sewing. Simmer down, Tiffany.
We were working on it. We were working on it. We promise.
Yeah. Hey, guys, welcome to Friday night. So tonight I have my friend Ian, who is over there, which actually, when I point to you, Ian, on the screen, I'm actually pointing physically to you and on camera to you. So like, wait, whatever. He's here with me tonight because he has treated me to a special trip. He has come in to visit me for Thanksgiving. And tonight we're just going to sit and sew together. We're going to be working on postcards. So I want to show you, he made me, I gotta look, yep, here I am. I think am I a little delayed? Am I delayed? I think I'm delayed again, dang it.
Again? Is it me too?
I don't know, talk.
Hello everyone, welcome. Hope you're having a great evening and hope you had a great Thanksgiving as well.
Yeah, you look fine.
Oh,
I look
lovely.
completely delayed. Can somebody let me know in the chat if I'm coming through okay? Because I can't see or hear the live stream, and I don't know if I'm having some issues. You are delayed. Okay, but Ian looks like he's good on my end. So here's what I'm just going to do. We're going to go to my backup because this is now the second camera, by the way, that I have tried today.
Which is why we were half a second late, is trying to get that all situated.
Yep, so we're just going to go to ye old webcam. Hi. And we're just going to ye old resize. Like.
Which is funny because I can't see anything that's going on. I'm literally looking at a camera. I'm not even looking at Becca.
He's not even looking at the chat. He's like, yeah, that looks great. Yeah, you're going to do that. But I would rather not have any delayed
aluminum.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah. And now they get to watch me resize everything literally on screen.
It's fine.
Don't care.
We hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Becca said it was the treat for me to come up, but I don't think that's the case at all. It's a treat for me because she has been such a wonderful, hospitable host, and I really appreciate her letting me come and visit her and go gallivanting all over the place.
Well, I certainly hope that my audio and video are now in sync. I don't know why I continue to have the issues that I do, but here we are. So,
it's fine.
And you got the, we won't say it. I was going to say the money shot, but I guess I already said it, so.
Okay. All right.
Anywho. So what are we going to be working on tonight? But, like, hold on. I'm like, 3,000 thoughts are going through my head right now. So let me just back it up. It is Black Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So some of you may not be here watching live, and that's totally okay. Glad that you're joining us on the replay. I know Black Friday is synonymous with a lot of sales. And the reason why I bring that up is because I know So Yeah is doing a machine sale tonight at 8 o'clock. So if you are in the market for a new sewing machine, you might want to go check out their live stream that started about 8 minutes ago and see if there's something that piques your interest. And for anybody that asks, I sew on a Juki TL 2010Q, which I did actually get from them. And tonight, Ian's going to be sewing on the Baby Lock, which they can't even see. So you're modeling air right now, my friend. I will tell you, in order, and this is my disclaimer for tonight's live, in order for the live stream audio and video to be in sync and to be able to see the chat, I'm going to be looking kind of like off to the side a lot. And it's not because I'm not talking to you. If that disturbs some of you, I apologize in advance. But it's the only way I'm going to be able to see the chat and see Ian, so just bear with me. But at least the audio and video will be in sync, and I think I would rather, if I were a viewer, I would rather them be in sync than have to worry about somebody not looking directly into my eyes while they were talking to me.
Well, and my chat is over here because I have it pulled up on my iPad, so I'm actually able to see chat as well. So I'll be glancing over to my right, at your left, my right, your left, and looking at the chat every now and again. So.
Looks like your horns are coming in, Ian. Your hair is flipped up.
Oh, Jesus.
That's what I was gonna say.
I don't know. Something about the plane ride and the change in temperature, humidity, everything from Texas to Virginia.
Yeah.
Apparently I went out into the field and the cows licked my hair. That's exactly what happened.
A cow lick. I get it. So Ian, while I'm pressing my fabric, why don't
Yes.
you, here, you can even use this as an example. You want to show them,
Yeah.
tell them, talk to them about what we're doing
Yeah,
today, and I'll keep
absolutely.
pressing.
Sure. So Becca's going to press her fabric. I'm going to talk about these postcards. Well, at least this postcard. So a while back, I took a workshop with Sarah Ruiz at QuiltCon earlier this year, and she taught about how to make postcards. And I fell in love making postcards because they're great for using up scraps, like little pieces that you may like typically throw out because you're like, oh, this isn't big enough for a project. You can use them for making postcards. So I sent Becca a postcard, just something to cheer her up and say hello. And it's fun to get these in the mail because they're not like your junk mail. They're not like a catalog. They're not like anything else. They're bright, they're colorful, well, depending on the fabric you use, but they're a lot of fun to get in the mail. And so I sent her this postcard and I demoed how to make postcards over on my channel. So if you want to see how to fully put a postcard together, you can head over to my channel, the Off Kilter Crafter Ian, and check that out. Thank you, Becca, for letting me plug my channel.
Always.
I teach you how to put this whole thing together. Again, Sarah Ruiz, I want to be very fair and transparent because she's the one that taught me. And I don't want anybody to say like, oh, Ian knows everything. Because no, I learned it from her and she's amazing. She's amazing.
That's an awesome channel name.
My channel or Sarah's?
I think we could have any channel.
Right.
Blank knows everything. That's awesome.
That is a good channel name. So anyways, I teach you how to fully put the postcards together. Today we're just going to be making some postcard tops, so that way you can get ready for your holidays. And Becca is letting me raid her Christmas stash, which y'all know I'm not a huge fan of Christmas. I almost said Halloween because that's my favorite. I'm not a huge fan of Christmas, but I happen to be wearing a Christmas shirt today, and she let me raid her Christmas fabric, which I'm actually liking this fabric. Do you remember what the name of this one is?
Yeah, this is a line from Free Spirit, and I have a selvage here. It's called The Spirit to Create. When we went, it's a new fabric line. When I went to the quilt show with a couple of friends in October, there was a quilt shop that had a little booth there, and they had a hand cut. This wasn't like from the manufacturer. It was a hand cut curated fat quarter bundle from this line, and it had a few pieces in it, and I picked it up once and then I walked away, and then I came back and I picked it up again and I walked away, and I came back, and I had told the lady and my friends that the rule is, because she was actually at the first shop. She was the first shop that we stopped at.
Oh yeah.
But I said when I came in, I was like, okay, the rule is if you touch something 3 times, you gotta buy it. Right? Yep. So I touched it. She heard me. And so when I came back and touched it the second time, she was like, you can only touch that one more time. She remembered. And I was like, that's hilarious. So I was like, I know. And I left and I walked away. When I came back a third time and touched it, she goes, that's the third time. And I was like, all right, I'll be fair. I'll buy it. And so I bought it, and I haven't known what to do with it because truthfully, there were only a couple of prints in here that I thought were really cute. Mm-hmm. Actually, I thought the whole thing was cute. If I were buying yardage, there was only about 3 or 4 prints in there that I really would have bought. Yeah. And I had no clue what I wanted to do with the fat quarters. And I suffer from that so much when I buy fabric. I like it. I see it. I'm excited by it. Mm-hmm. I think it's pretty. But I have no project in mind, no pattern in mind. Yep. And so, of course, I don't have fabric requirements. And then when it's time to do something with it, when I want to work with that fabric, I don't know what to do. I'm a little stunted because I don't necessarily know that I have all the fabric. So it becomes, oh, I've got all these extra fat quarters. What do I do with them? Well, I got to find a pattern that says to use those fat quarters in a certain way. And so one of the things that I like to do with these loose fat quarters when I don't have a curated full bundle or a pattern to work from and I'm shopping for a project, I just like to wing it. I just like to wing it because that's about all you can do. So that's what I'm doing tonight. So these had no home until I said, maybe we can make some postcard tops. So we pulled this out, and that's what we're doing. We're just going to make some postcard tops.
The Crafty Panda says, love Ian's t-shirt. Thank you so much. This is one of the few Christmas t-shirts that I actually own. We also have Yo Patty G in the chat.
Yo Patty G! You want to tell that story?
Yeah, I was gonna jump into that if you don't mind.
Yeah.
It was hilarious last night because Becca had other guests over for Thanksgiving. I came in after most of the guests had left. My flight got in later in the evening, and so we're all sitting around the dinner table playing board games and stuff. And one of her friends was like, "Yo!" and I yelled out, "Petty G!" and both Becca and I burst into laughter, and this poor guy was just looking around like,
I don't get it.
what's happening?
I was like, no, it's an inside joke. You don't get to get it. Sorry.
It was really funny. It was really,
quite
really
funny.
funny. So we talked about you. You didn't know it, but we talked about you.
No. And then we giggled.
Uh-huh.
And then we talked some more.
Yep.
And then I think there was some snorting that happened.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And some more snorting happened today because so Becca has kindly offered the basement room for me to stay in.
I did not. Mama did.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Mama's letting her. So Ian's staying in my mom's apartment. He has full reign. Anyway, continue.
And I was headed downstairs to go grab something out of my bag, and I'm not used to the stairs, and so I went from the very top stair all the way down to the bottom stair in rapid succession. And I'm fine. I am totally fine. I'm not used to basements. I'm not used to how they work here. We don't have them in Texas. And definitely made a quick journey from the top to the bottom. It was funny because Becca's husband was like, "What was that?" It's like, "It's me. It was just me. I fell. It's fine. Everything's fine."
We had it was funny because so last night he came in. I think his plane landed around 6 o'clock,
Yeah.
and my friend Mary went with me to the airport to pick him up, and we bring him all the way back, and we sit down, we play some board games, we have his dinner, my dessert, and we're just kind of hanging out. And then my friend left. Both of my friends left, and it was just the two of us. And so Justice, and you guys, I've talked about this before. Justice is my adult stepson who is mentally handicapped, and he's intellectually and developmentally delayed. That's actually a really good way of putting it.
Mm-hmm.
I've been struggling with how do I identify that. I mean, we can go into diagnoses, but it doesn't matter. He is intellectually and significantly intellectually and developmentally delayed. There you go. So we were. I can't sleep when he's home because he stims vocally all night, and it keeps me up because I worry about all the things that he could do that could hurt himself, hurt the house, hurt others, and I want to make sure that he's safe. So I have a really hard time sleeping when he's home. So I usually just stay awake until I know I'm going to pass out, and I can't even think about it. And so that time was 4:30 this morning.
Yeah. Yep.
Y'all, I'm normally in bed like 9, 10 o'clock. But yeah, so I went up to bed at 4 o'clock, 4:30, and then I had to work today, and I wanted to be online by 8 a.m. And so my husband, God love him, at 7:45 he comes in the bedroom, and he's standing over me, and he's like, "Babe, did you have a call at 8 a.m.? Babe, did you have?" And I'm hearing this, and it's starting to wake me up, but I was in a deep sleep, and so I thought it was part of a dream. And I start to wake up, and I'm looking around, and my brain can literally not process what he is saying. I don't, like, I hear the words coming out of his mouth, and I have no idea what they mean. So I'm looking at him like this. Eventually I realize after about 5 minutes that it is Friday morning and I have to work, and I need to go downstairs and log in because I'm working from home today. So I come downstairs, I log in, and I get through the whole work day miraculously, thanks to Maxwell House, probably about 15 cups worth. I get really only 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I get through the day, and we're sitting on the couch, and Ian and I had talked about today going to get crabs for like a late lunch, early dinner. It was like 3:30, 4 o'clock, right? Yeah. And I said, "Do you want to still go get crabs, or do you just want to have leftovers?" He's like, "I think leftovers." I was like, "That's great." Yep. So we made ourselves a nice big plate. We ate, and afterwards we came into the studio because we were trying to figure out what we were going to do tonight. And I was just like brain fog really bad. I just kept yawning and looking at him like, I don't know. I don't know. And I was like, but what do I want to sew? And he's like, well, don't you want to focus on what you want to sew tonight? And I was like, oh yeah, good idea. So I was like, he's like, do you want to take a nap? I was like, no, I can power through. I'll do it later.
No,
And I was like,
can tell now.
okay. And after about 10 minutes, I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go take a nap. So I went upstairs, I laid down, and it was only like 10 minutes in when I heard boop, 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 boop. And I was like, that sounds like somebody fell down the stairs. But I didn't hear anybody crying. I didn't hear Zoe go, Mom! I didn't hear Jason. I was like, maybe it was a ghost.
Nope.
I'm going back to sleep.
It's definitely me.
I went back to sleep, and I set my alarm for 6 p.m. so that I would have time to wake up and get everything ready. And so my alarm goes off at 6, and I'm like, oh, I felt rested, I felt energized, and I do this thing. Let's explain this to Ian. I do this thing when I wake up to see, like, I judge whether or not Jason is awake to see if he's in the bed. And so I like kick my leg back and feel for his leg to see if it's there. And if it's not there, I'm like, okay, he's not in bed. And if he is, I'll be like, oh, he's here, right? So I didn't feel him. So I'm like, okay, it's 6 a.m. I was like, well, he's up already. He probably already went to work out with Bill, thinking it's Saturday morning. And I was like, all right. He went to go work out with Bill. And then I open my eyes and I look out the windows. It is pitch black. And I'm like, why is it so dark? Oh, yeah. It's not 6 a.m. It's 6 p.m. It gets dark early now. And I was like, okay. I was like, but where's Jason? I still couldn't understand why he wasn't in bed. He did not go to bed with me. Couldn't understand why he wasn't in the bed. So I'm like, but where's Jason? I'm like, oh, he probably went to fencing. And so I'm coming down the stairs and I was like, oh, wait, it's Friday night.
I have to sew. I have to do things.
I still have a live stream. So that's been kind of our day.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
It's been fun.
Falling down the stairs, forgetting what day it is. And all that. I was laughing so hard I was crying when I felt, and not in pain, thankfully, but it was too funny. It was really funny.
I'm glad that you didn't really hurt yourself.
I am too. I'm kind of amazed actually that I didn't hurt myself more, but it was, my butt was definitely like boing, 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 boing as I went down the stairs. I'm really mad though, because my Apple Watch did not say, I think you fell. Are you okay?
It didn't detect a fall.
No, it didn't. It did nothing. And I'm like, wait a minute. Literally, one of my friends has a boxer, and the boxer hit it the other day, and it went off and was like, oh, I think you fell. Are you okay? Do I need to call 911? And I was like, no, I didn't fall. Everything's fine. But when I actually do fall, it's like, no, everything's fine. It's all good. It's all good. Oh, boy.
I'm eating the green stuff. It's delicious. That's been my joke all weekend. It's that Watergate salad. It's got coconut, pineapple, and pistachio and marshmallows, and my mother-in-law made this just for me, so nobody else is allowed to touch this. It's mine.
I'm not a fan of pistachio.
Good.
Ice
Don't touch it.
cream or gelatin
Don't touch it.
or anything.
You cannot have it. It's not for you. Just stay away.
Wasn't planning on it. Oh my gosh.
Mary said it's time for you to get a new watch.
I know. Yeah.
All right.
And this is a new one. That's the sucky part. This is a brand new 8, and it still didn't pick it up. But whatever. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine, Apple Watch. Thank you.
So, Ian.
What's up?
What are you going to do? You showed us the postcard that you made.
Mm-hmm.
It measures 5 inches by 7 inches. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that, well, I guess there's probably a number of ways that you could do postcards, but the way that Ian taught us is you make the top the same size as the postcard.
Well, actually, you make it a little bigger, because when you quilt it, you have to, with your...
Square it up.
Yeah, you got to square it up and everything. So I make it a little bit larger than 5 by 7. You can make it as large as you want, but just remember that your final product is going to be cut at 5 by 7.
Okay, that works. All right, so walk us through, if we haven't made one of these before, walk us through what you're going to do, and then I'll show you as I'm going what I'm going to do too. But like we said, we're just making little, I guess maybe like 6x8,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll square it down to 5x7 after it's quilted.
Yeah. Yep.
And if you want to see how you finish it into a postcard and do all that, you can check out Ian's channel. But we're just going to kind of show you some of the things that we're sewing, and we're just going to sit and chat with you while we're doing that.
Yep.
So, you go first. I'm still trying to design mine. I've got an idea, but
Okay.
I don't know yet.
Crafty Panda says, I have a whole pan of Watergate salad in my fridge. Do you need me to drive down and bring it to you?
I mean, see you in an hour, Mary.
Right. So one of the patterns that's in this collection of fabric is these like animal portraits. I think this is absolutely perfect for this because you can build so many different things around it. How big is each portrait? Let me take a quick measure. I'm gonna measure super fast here, but I think I want to use this in some kind of
3x4.
3x4.
Mm-hmm.
So it needs a little more to build it out, but I think that this is a great starting point that I can go from. So I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting one of these out, and I may go off camera, but I'm still here, I promise, and so is Becca. So
Well, and the nice thing about the audio, excuse me, is it follows you, so they can still hear you.
That's true. That's true. I will have to go off camera in a minute because my pressing station that Becca has so kindly set up for me is just off camera. So at some point I will have to go off camera, and I'm starting to use the Martelli cutter as well. She offered me a stick one, and I said no, I want to try one of the Martelli ones to see what it's like, and it's interesting. I'm getting used to it.
Hashtag convert.
Not yet, but getting there.
Details on postcard, please, Julie Quilt says. Have never made.
So these are quilted postcards. I'll bring the example up. I have no monitor, so I can't see if I have it in frame or not.
It's in frame.
Perfect. So these are just quilted postcards. I don't want to like show everything off, but on the back you have a piece of cardstock. On the front you have your fabric, and then in between you actually have two layers. One is a batting, and then one is a fusible interfacing. It is, and I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but if you go to my channel, Off Kilter Crafter Ian, I walk you through all the steps on my channel to actually turn a postcard from beginning to end using everything, and I have those supplies listed in that video as well.
And I just did a command in the chat that'll give you a link to his YouTube channel, so feel free to go check that out.
Oh no, you got it stuck in my head, Becca. Like,
oh gosh.
I know.
So there have been two songs floating through my head all day. The first one is, wait, I made you look.
Meghan Trainor.
Oh, I don't even remember the lyrics now.
I can put my Gucci
Louis
on.
Vuitton.
Yeah,
Gucci on. I can put my Louis
Vuitton.
Even with nothing on, I made you look, something like that. Oh my gosh. It's just stuck in my head. And it feels like every time I open up YouTube, those shorts come up and everybody's doing it. And this is me the whole time. Like I'm addicted to it. But I also am like ready for it to be away, be done. And then the other one is, this is why I don't leave the house.
But you did that to yourself.
I
did.
I did.
You used that in your own short. So you did that one to yourself.
Pat Boo says, hi, everyone.
Hello, Pat.
Lori Pinover says, if you don't have cardstock, is there a substitute that can be used instead?
That is a great question. It becomes a little more difficult, but you can actually use white fabric and use a, what are those pens? What are the fabric pens that are?
Like micron.
Yes, microns. Thank you. You can actually use a micron pen.
But wait, Ian.
But wait, there's more. Sorry.
Wait, there's more. You could do that, but you could also use, I think you did a tutorial on this, but you could use the Inktense, those markers for the
infusible
Cricut.
inks.
Yes, that.
Yep, the infusible. You could also use the infusible ink pens from Cricut if you wanted to do that. Make sure you mirror when you are doing the fusible ink pens, you can check out that video because I did a tutorial on how, I actually did a long and a short tutorial on how to make quilt labels using Cricut infusible ink. Just remember to mirror that, because otherwise you'll get it backwards when you actually put it on.
Postcard.
How many times have I done that? Like once or twice. Once or twice.
We have I also bought this fabric for printing images from EQ that works beautifully for making labels. You have to hand sew them in. They're not fusible. But I could even use that mirror, of course, but I could use that to write out the whole card. That would be neat too. Maybe I'll do that with some of mine. That'd be fun.
I would.
But I gotta tell you, I saw Beth was in the chat. I hope she's still here, because I saw this one, and this one just looks like it reminds me of something Beth would need.
Which one?
This one.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that reminds me of Beth. So did everybody have a good... Hello, Shelby. Did everybody have a good Thanksgiving?
I know I did.
I did too. I'm still eating the water. Try the green stuff. It's delicious. Don't believe me? Ask the dishes. I'm ready to go to Disney World.
Me too. Oof. Me too. Now that Chapek is out and Iger is in, I am very ready for that. Ow.
What'd you do?
I hit my knee. It's fine.
Oh, but maybe it's not fine.
It's
like,
fine.
You don't just get to beat yourself up and be like, it's okay. I can
fall
take
down
it.
the stairs. I hit my knee. It's all good.
You're going to go back home and all your friends are going to be like, what the hell did she do to you?
Where did all these bruises come from?
Not me. VR says, ooh, Frosty the Snowman is on. Yay, day after Thanksgiving. Now Christmas shows are coming out with classics. Tracy said she is still eating leftovers. Me too. Uh-oh.
Natalie lives in Australia, so she does not do Thanksgiving.
Okay.
That's
when
right.
do you start? Do you celebrate Christmas? And if so, when do you start that season?
Yeah, that's an interesting question, because here in America, there's that big debate of Christmas before or after Thanksgiving. A lot of people are before. Oh, bless you. Before. Hello.
Wait, stop the show. It's Robin Thomas.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello. Okay, you finish your statement and then we'll talk about Robin.
Oh, hey. Yeah, like in other countries, does Christmas start like as soon as summer ends, Halloween's over? Like, where does that happen in other countries? Because I just thought about that. I'm like, wait, we're the only country that does Thanksgiving in November. So what happens in other countries?
Okay. So for those of you that don't know, Robin Thomas works for Cotton Cuts and does a marvelous job over there. And the reason why we're bringing that up is because you guys have seen Ian, you have seen me do the puzzle mystery quilts, and I've been telling you that at some point their website is going to change over, and they're going to start selling the next puzzle mystery quilt, and you're not going to be able to buy the Piazza anymore, and that time
has happened.
You cannot buy Piazza anymore unless you know somebody that knows somebody. Robin may be able to help you out with that.
Right.
And you'll reach out to her through info@cottoncuts.com. But the new one, the colorways are posted on the website, and they go up for sale December 1, Thursday, for pre-sale, and then second for live, I think. That's it. I can't remember.
Yes, Robin, correct us if we're wrong. You know, we do. I was thinking about this. The whole reason that Becca and I actually know each other is through Cotton Cuts. It actually brought friends together from literally across the country. And so I have Cotton Cuts to thank for bringing us together for this Thanksgiving. So I was thankful about that.
Kimberly Moose is responsible for this collaboration. Yep. Y'all can thank Cotton Cuts by signing up for the puzzle mystery quilts.
Yep. And we'll have codes that we'll be able to give everybody and whatnot for signing up to just let them know who sent you over. And you'll also get free stuff as well.
You do, if you use the code. All right. So I have got This Is Why I Won't Leave the House.
Susan is asking, she says that she asked already, sorry, but got skipped over. Can you use glue instead of interfacing? So it works better with the fusible interfacing because it's a very stiff fusible interfacing. And I can't remember what number from Pellon I use, but it's a very stiff, and that's what helps it get through the mail because it's really, really stiff, and it goes through the mail just like a regular letter, basically. So I would recommend sticking with something that is very stiff and gives you the rigidity that you need for actually putting it through the mail, because you can mail these as is. You don't have to put them in an envelope. A lot of people do put them in an envelope. In fact, this one that I'm holding up right now was sent using an envelope because there's no stamp on it. But I have sent them through the mail with just as they are, stamp and everything, and it works a whole lot better if you use something stiff inside
Like
to
a
keep them.
Peltex.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I actually just got one from Donna Struntz from Handmade by Ying. She sent one to me too, and I feel like she sent it in an envelope.
Mm-hmm.
When I send these out, I always send them in an envelope, and I think it's just because it feels like I'm mailing a package. It doesn't feel
Yep.
like just a flimsy postcard.
Yep.
It's pretty substantial. And I love getting these. So if anybody wants to make one and you want to drop one in the mail to me, my PO box is in the description box of all of my videos. I would love to get a postcard from you. I love postcards, even if they're just the ones you pick up like from your local grocery store or whatever. I love getting postcards, and I really like the handmade ones because you put a little extra personal touch in there. I've got a few that I have collected. I have one, and it's actually hanging up right over there. Do you see the white one that's hand sewn?
Yes. Yeah.
If you can bring that so they can see it.
No, I thought I would just like leave them in suspense.
This one is one of my favorites. It was handmade for me, and I don't know if it was part of a swap that I did in Lisa Marie's group. I think it was, but like that's hand embroidered and then quilted.
So
And instead of doing a zigzag around the edges like Ian's done with his, she just used
pinking shears.
pinking shears, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really great. Do they have to be a true postcard size? Julie wants to know.
So I have not experimented too much with them. It's interesting because the USPS says if it has the proper postage, it sends. So you could literally stick stamps onto a potato and it sends. There's a website where you can order a potato and send it through the mail to a yeah, like potatoes, beach balls, like as long as it has the proper postage for it, it will send. So the thing about it is the smaller you make it, the more likely it is going to get lost in the mail.
Gotcha.
So think about, I would be at least a postcard size or larger. I would not make them any smaller.
Okay. Quiltessa says, is it Peltex?
I can't remember the
Okay.
It's on my channel and I can't remember. I wasn't prepared tonight. Wasn't prepared.
Tiffany said she loves postcards too. So if you guys want to send her some, she loves getting them as well. All right. So Ian, I have gone through and I did save a couple strips just cause. Mary said, okay, I'm going to mail Becca a sweet potato. Please don't. Please keep it. Okay, so the joke there, I hate sweet potatoes.
That's funny. They're
disgusting. So
they're not. They're good. I
for
like sweet potato fries. They're really yummy.
well, you know what? You can have all the sweet potatoes, and I will have all the regular potatoes.
There you go. There you go.
I went through and cut out a bunch of little portraits, Ian.
Yeah.
So, do you want to use some of these? Or I've got a whole stack. I'll just keep making until I'm done.
Yeah, exactly. That sounds like a good plan.
I think what I'm going to start with for the first one, I'm
Yeah.
just going to take one of these and I'm just going to border some negative space around it.
Yeah. That will work. I'm going to go dive into my YouTube channel for a moment.
Okay. Do what you got to do, boo. You do you, boo.
And I'm going to find the answer, guys. Give me a moment.
He's going into the interwebs.
I'm going into the interwebs.
The interwebs. So I've got all these other fabrics. I don't know. There's a site called Post Tossing where you sign up and send to receive postcards worldwide. That's so fun. Hello, Tracy. The site is called Post Crossing.
Oh, that's fun.
Carissa says they're gross and loaded with sugar. They are gross. The texture
They're
is not fun.
Yummy.
Okay.
So the fusible interfacing is the heavyweight fusible interfacing stabilizer from Peltex 72F. That's the one that I use. That's the one that Sarah Ruiz talked about and used in her workshops. She also does cool kits sometimes. She doesn't always have them on her Etsy shop, but when she does, she actually puts together pre-made kits for you, and you can get like 5 or 6 postcards out of them. So check out her Etsy shop to see if she has some available right now. I don't think she does at this moment, but could be wrong on that. Yeah, it's the Peltex 72F is what it is. And I've missed so many. I saw VR was saying something about, has anybody finished their Christmas shopping or have not started? I have started, but far from finished.
I have not even started. I have not even thought about it. People are going to get what they're going to get, and they're not going to pitch a fit. Like, I'm not. We did put our tree up yesterday, though.
Yep. Yes,
we normally do it on the Friday after Thanksgiving, but we've always done live trees since we've been together. And this year, well, last year, my husband made the decision that he was done with live trees after he saw the price tag for the live tree. It was like $300.
Yeah.
So he was like, no, we're done. We're going to get an artificial tree. We're going to get a good one for $300 or $400, and we're just going to be done.
Yep.
So that's what we did.
They're expensive. They're super expensive.
They can, yeah, they can be expensive.
Tracy H says, how well does the stamp stick to the quilted postcard? The stamp actually goes on the cardstock on the back if you are putting it directly onto the postcard. Otherwise, it goes on the envelope on the outside if you're mailing the postcard in an envelope. But it sticks just fine because it's just cardstock that it's sticking to, so it's not a big deal.
Unless you do the fabric trick on the back, in which case you probably, I would recommend putting it in a plastic bag.
Yep.
A plastic envelope. They have sheer plastic baggies that seal that you could use to... I've got some over there in that, but if you just look up the size of your postcard and look for a clear plastic bag, you can put it in that way, and then you could just put the sticker on the clear plastic bag, address it that way, and send it out, or you could just put it in a little envelope. Okay, so I did my first thing. I put a little bit of this white down here at the bottom, and I know I want it to be 6 inches tall and 8 inches wide, so I'm gonna play with this a little bit.
Susan Jacobs says, when we were on vacation in Key West years ago, we had coconuts mailed to the other family members. They loved them.
Okay.
Can I get some run with those coconuts, please? Thanks.
Puts the lime in the coconut. I don't even know the rest of that stuff, so it's fine. It's okay. I pretend. Lisa Matthew says, I'm done Christmas shopping, still working on handmade gifts. Okay. Hi, Jeannie. Jeannie's Crochet Creations is here. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. You were right. This chair does squeak a lot. I hope they can't hear it.
If you want to switch out to the other one, you can.
I may here in a second.
He's sitting in one of those Aero chairs, and I'm not saying that all of the Aero chairs do this. I did buy the floor model, which did have some issues, and that's why I got a good price on it. I bought it from my local quilt shop years before I even knew about, so yeah. I didn't get the one with the hydraulic, which I regret. It's just the 4 straight legs on it, but it's squeaky.
It's very squeaky.
And it drives me insane, and because it's so squeaky, I don't want to use it because I don't like hearing it squeak all the time.
Yeah. I forget your machine. Which, by the way, thank you for letting me use your baby lock.
Now tell me what you don't like about it.
I forget that it doesn't automatically put the foot down.
Yeah.
When I go to sew, because my Bernina does that. And
wait a minute, it does.
It does?
Yeah. If I can't remember. So you got to press the little on the screen over on the side, the little foot icon. press that because that gives you the auto up and down thing.
The one at the bottom of the screen?
Hold on. One moment.
One moment. Uno momento, por favores and por favors.
Uh-oh. What is it? That should be what it does. Okay, so put the foot down. Put the foot up. Put the foot down. I don't know. Whatever.
It's fine.
It does. It does. But I've forgotten how to use all the things.
It's all good. I just appreciate you letting me use my machine because I don't think my machine would travel all that well, to be honest.
1 1/4. This is why I leave the house.
Cracks me up. Cracks me up.
Said the Joker to the blah 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 blah. This is why.
So I haven't talked about what I'm doing. I'm just basically sewing some pieces together. And basically, I think what I'm going to do is kind of create like a little off-centered frame thing. I'm just playing right now, seeing what fabric I want to add, seeing how long this is almost 7 inches. It's like 6.5-ish. So I'm looking to see what all I want to add and how I want to add it in and all that kind of stuff. So I think I want to sew these together and then sew another piece on top of it. We'll see. We'll see how this all works. It's all about playing. That's what I love about postcards is they are a lot of fun to just play with. And like you can test out patterns. They actually sell and make patterns for postcards. So if there's like a pattern that you want to try out or test or whatever, postcards are a great way to do it.
And this would be a really good way to get your feet wet with some tiny piecing.
Yep.
Make a bunch of little small blocks and put them on a postcard.
Absolutely. Oh, it worked. It worked. You got it. You fixed it. I don't know what you did.
I don't know what I pressed the button that said to do the thing.
You fixed it. It works now.
Good. So it must be that has to be turned like unturned, not enabled, whatever.
Yeah.
The opposite of what we had.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Okay, I'm going to switch out this chair because this is...
Yeah, go for it.
This is bothering me. Everybody gets to see my butt. You're welcome.
Oh, baby. Well, that's what she said. The chair that he is using is actually the Martelli chair now. He's going to switch out for the Martelli ergonomic chair. Dave Martelli sent me one of those a year or so ago, and I actually don't mind it. And this is true story. Every time I sat in it, it felt like the chair was running away from me. And it felt like it felt like my butt was too big to even fit in the chair this way. Not even width-wise, like depth-wise. And it felt like the chair was running away from me. I was like, the chair don't want my butt. And so Dave was like, hey, how's that chair working out for you? I was like, it's a good chair, but I think my booty's too big for it. Well, my friend Mary was here and she was like, oh, click this lever. And then the lumbar support piece went like all the way back and now my butt fits on it. I had that thing forever and it was just a user error setting. I was like, oh my gosh.
There we go. All right, that works. That works. Sheila says, my big Bernina has a foot control on the gas pedal. At classes, I used a baby Bernina and kept tapping the gas pedal and the foot refused to lift.
Oh,
see, where was it? Becca let me sew on the Juki, let me test it out and kind of see what I thought about it and all that. And I'm sitting there and I kept like, I felt like I was taking my foot off the gas, but it was still engaged. And so the fabric's still running through and I'm like, no, wait, stop. And it was like, I don't know what's going on.
He kept going,
Ah,
woo!
yep. Yep. Definitely did that. Oh, I can't do the thing now.
You could
Because
still do the thing.
no, I can't because we're not using that camera. We're using
You
that
could
computer.
oh.
Yeah.
I think you could still figure it out. You
Can
just have to come from the other side. Okay, let's see if you can do it. Okay.
I'm not.
Ah! It worked really well when we were using that camera.
Yeah, it did.
I wonder if that camera's acting nicer now. So let me see if I can. Oh, careful.
Not used to
What are
this
you
desk. It's fine. It's all
doing?
good. It's all good. We good. We good.
Are you
No,
though?
no ER trips tonight. I'm fine.
Are you though?
I am.
Let's
good.
see.
I'm good.
Oh, that's way too big. Are you? I think I'm still delayed.
Dang.
So I'll just go back to what I was. I thought I was better. I don't know why. I guess if it's not broke, don't fix it. I just feel like the picture quality is not as great as I would like it to be.
Yeah.
But that's fine. The good news is the new camera, which is what is on Ian, is wireless. And the picture quality is amazing.
Really
So I think that camera that I'm not using, that will be fine for overhead shots. So I think my new setup is going to be okay. We were testing it, but it wasn't great. So Ian, I showed everybody my first one. Do you want to see?
Yeah. Oh, I like it.
It's just like a little frame,
Yeah.
right? So it's kind of like a little portrait.
I love it.
And what I went for, there's a lot of busyness in the print that's on the outside, but what I was really looking for is contrast.
Mm-hmm.
So the portrait piece is kind of like on a green background, but this kind of contrasts with it and helps set it off. So this is 6 by 8 inches, and then I'll quilt it. And once it's all quilted, I'm ready to put it on the postcard. I'll trim it down to 5 by 7. So that one's done. That was a really easy one to do. And I'm just going to kind of keep doing things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe sometimes I'll have them offset somewhere else, or maybe, actually, here's a fox. It's a, oh,
What did the fox say?
no. Okay, that one's
Ding,
good.
ding, 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 ding,
That's
ding,
good.
ding, ding.
But
Sorry. What?
hey, foxy lady.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, foxy lady. So I think with this one, I'm going to do something a little different. Ian, I'm thinking you left your dignity in Texas and found your clumsy here in Virginia.
The sad thing is, no, not at all. Y'all just don't get to see all the clumsy that happens, and Becca's getting it in full.
And I love it. It's fine. That's how there are two measures of when your friendship has moved to the place where you are comfortable with one another. The first one is, do they get to see you snort and be clumsy?
Yep.
Check. And the second one is, if you can be quiet with somebody.
Yep.
If you can just sit in a room and not talk and just enjoy their company, I think that is a measure of just being really comfortable with somebody.
Yeah, absolutely.
The trick is to not always be quiet and to actually talk.
Right.
But yeah.
Yep.
More Watergate. Yum.
Yum.
Mm-hmm. Ian, I love your snort.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. When I had sinus surgery, it was funny when I had I've had 3 sinus surgeries. Yes, 3 sinus surgeries.
And that's why I've not had the one, because I'm afraid of having to have them redone.
Yeah, and I know I'm going to have more, unfortunately.
Oh,
but
gosh.
anyways, when I had my second one, my coworkers all asked me, they're like, "Are you going to lose the snort? Are you going to snort anymore?" I was like, well, I kind of hope so, because honestly, I'm a little embarrassed. I'm actually really embarrassed about the snort. But
Really?
yeah, I am. I'm self-conscious about it, and I try to stop myself a lot of times, but it just happens anyways. So I was like, well, I kind of hope that it does. And they were like, no, we want it to stay. We hope it stays. And sure enough, it stayed, and everything was fine.
My sister's in the chat, Nicole.
Hello.
She says, "Hey sis, it's your long sister from down the road," which is hilarious. So she moved a couple of years ago out to West Virginia, out by Morgantown. And I have to think. I'm sorry, I cannot. Okay, yeah, okay. Anyway, she moved to Morgantown a couple of years ago. We were still living in Arlington, and when we bought our house, we ended up literally like 5 miles down the road from her boyfriend's family. So whenever
So
she
funny.
comes in town, which is frequently to see them, she's literally like 10 miles, 10 minutes down the road. I love it. And I just made her, I think, a moderator. So if she types again, her name will turn up blue and she can help out in the chat if she wants to. All right. Let's see, what else do we got? I am going to try to do another frame, but I think this time I'm going to do something a little off kilter. Huh, see what I did there? See what I did there? Yeah, you saw.
See what I did there?
This is why.
Becca.
Ah!
Oh my
Where'd
gosh.
my ruler go?
I don't
Oh,
know.
it's right here.
I don't know.
I do not know. I cannot find it. Oh.
So I learned a lesson flying in.
Yeah, what's that
A
lesson?
great day to leave is on Thanksgiving Day. It was not terrible at the airport. I literally made it through security in 5 minutes, and I was the only person in line. Granted, I do have TSA pre-check because I do like to travel, and it helps to get me through faster. But it definitely was not a busy day at all. Like traveling on Thanksgiving, highly recommend.
10 out of 10. Would do it again?
Yep, absolutely,
Cool.
absolutely.
Coo, coo, coo.
Cuckoo, ka-choo.
Oh, that's a good song too. Did anybody do any Black Friday shopping? They get any good deals? Ian, you did a little Friday shopping today.
Yeah, I bought for work, I work from home, and so I wanted to get some equipment that is nicer since I spend a lot of time, at work. So I bought a mouse that is supposed to be more ergonomical and all that kind of stuff. And I really like it. I bought it shortly after beginning this job, and I wanted to buy that same mouse for my personal computer. So I went ahead, and it unfortunately didn't have any Black Friday deals that I could use because it was like spend 150, get $30, spend 200 and get, and I didn't spend that much money. So I didn't get the deal, unfortunately, but I went ahead and bought, I was hoping it would go on sale, and I was waiting for the sale, but it never did. So I went ahead and just bought it and whatnot.
The So Yeah Brothers have 30% off their accessories.
That's nice.
My local quilt shop had 40% off today. Went and raided that.
Woo-woo!
I went to my favorite quilt shop, got 30% off in my jammies. LOL.
Very nice.
I bought 10 rotary blades for $10 at Missouri Star.
I have seen a lot of emails come through for different quilt shops, Boxcar Quilts, Fat Quarter Shop.
Yeah, Fat Quarter Shop. You can use my affiliate link in the description down below, or do exclamation FQS. They're having a pretty good, like 20% off or something like site wide, but then you also get like a mystery bag if you spend $200 of extra stuff. I did that one year. I was really excited to get that little extra bag. Sorry. Continue.
Oh no, that's perfect. I forgot about your affiliate link down there. Go spend money so she can get a little. It costs you nothing. Costs you nothing. Gives Becca a little pocket change to work with. Because I mean, affiliate codes are great. Like, don't get me wrong, but
I'm not going to retire from an affiliate link.
damn.
Huh? What?
I swore. Oh, the puppy's outside. Oh my gosh. I'm hearing noises behind me.
Yeah, he's probably scratching on the window trying to get in.
He is.
See how freaky that is when you're in here and you hear the stuff outside? I told you.
I was like, what is happening? I could literally hear scratching behind me, and it's completely pitch black out there. I can't see, the lights inside reflect off the glass, so I can't see anything, but I hear things going on behind me, and I'm like, what is happening? And then I see a little Beetlejuice butt walking away. Beetlejuice butt. What I can see.
3.
Mona says, "Are we in the same room?" That's a great question. Hold on.
No.
No,
We're
not at all.
not.
Not at all. This is what is it? A Chinese fire drill?
Yeah, but I like what you did with your thing.
Thank you.
Look, I will show you Ian's project. This is what he is doing. That's a really cool idea.
Yeah, I liked how that came
I
out.
just keep framing the portraits.
It's all good. I like that. I mean, look at this cute little hedgehog. It's super cute. Where's the camera?
Yeah.
Over here. Hi. I
Yeah,
can find
you're looking at the
cameras.
wrong spot.
I was looking at the wrong spot, but that's okay.
You're okay.
Oh, that was funny.
That was funny. I like that we knew exactly.
I know. We were both like, hold on.
Can you use your code for a machine at So Yeah? I don't think that code works anymore. I mean, you can try it. So what she's referring to is when I got the Juki, they gave me an affiliate link, a code to use, but I don't know if that ever fully worked. I don't know. It would be SEWBECCA, but I don't know if it ever really worked.
Uh-oh. Patty says, "Can't hear you."
Can't hear who?
Who can't you hear, and what's going on? Let us know in the chat what's happening, and we'll try and fix it.
The audio's working from here.
Okay.
So maybe, and everybody else seems to be working.
VR says mind readers.
See, his audio seems to be working too.
VR says mind readers. It's funny because we didn't plan that. Like, that was literally on the fly, and I knew to run behind me, and she ran this way. It worked, because otherwise we would have bumped into each other. It would have been the Three Stooges right there. Yeah, so what I've done, this looks much larger than the size of a postcard. It is. I'm going to trim it down, but I basically framed it out using this white and gold fabric. So when I cut it down, it will be the correct size, basically.
Do you want to tell people some of the things that you're excited about while you're here?
I've been just so excited to spend time with Becca, to be honest.
Oh my gosh.
Like, this has been a lot of fun.
What else though?
I am excited to go in because this is my first time on the East Coast. I've been to Florida. That doesn't count. Florida's its own coast, I feel like. How many of you feel the same way? Disney, like, it's its own coast. Anyways, first time to the East Coast. First time to Virginia, so I get to check that off of my state map list. And then I'm super excited to go into DC because it'll be the first time in DC and check all that out. So I'm hoping we're going to the Lincoln Memorial, I think, right? Yes. Yeah, we're going. I'm super excited for that.
So we actually, instead of just going to a memorial, what I told Ian we should do, because I have arthritis in my right knee, and it doesn't always play out on camera because I'm usually just sitting in one spot, and it doesn't bother me while I'm sitting down, but when I go to stand up, my knee is a little stiff. And I can have, on days where it's rainy or going to rain, something about that barometric pressure, man, it does wonders to your body. But my knee cannot always take up tons of walking, and so I didn't want to promise that we were going to do all the steps all over DC. So I recommended prioritizing the steps that we're going to take to actually doing things that we need to do instead of trying to get from point A to point B. So we're going to go into DC on Monday. I've taken Monday off work. We're going to go into DC, and we're going to get one of those trolley or tour bus tickets that let you get on and off at all of the museums and all of the monuments. And so Ian will literally get to be like, and I want to see this one. And I want to see this one. And we can get off. He can look at whatever he wants, and then we can get back on. I think we're planning to be down there all day. So it'll be a whole day thing. And it'll be nice because you'll be guaranteed a place to sit. And sometimes you can just do the lap all the way around if you just want to see the sights.
That's really cool that they have that. Susan asks, how long will you be there before you fly back home? I fly back home on Wednesday, so I will be here basically for a week. Which is awesome.
And I hope that, like, I mean, we've already kind of mentioned this, but so I think it kind of goes without saying, but I hope that you have a good enough time that this is something that you want to repeat.
No, never again. Ever.
Oh,
no,
damn it.
never.
Because I pushed you down the stairs, isn't it?
You did not push me. I did that all on my own accord. Thank you very much. I'm very talented that way. No, we've already talked about me coming back up to visit again because DC I know is not some place that you can do in a day, even a week, really. Like there's so many museums, there's so many things to do and see, and so I'm definitely like I think it would take you a week just to go through the Smithsonian museums alone. So.
Yeah.
No, I will definitely be making a return visit. When that happens, I don't know, but I'm definitely very lucky with my job and I can work remotely. So if I can even work it out where I work, and then take a Friday or why I cut that wrong, didn't I? Sure did. Cut that very wrong. It's fine. It's fine. It's all right. Anyways, I can actually work from anywhere as long as I have an internet connection. So
I don't have internet here.
not at all. No internet at all. But I can do that, which will make it a lot easier for me to, if I want to, like, fly up here, work a couple of days, and then take a long weekend. I can do that.
Yep.
This is what I was basically saying.
So somebody was asking you in the chat, are we doing, well, they were asking me, but I think this is a question that you can answer.
Okay.
The last clue of So Sweet. Am I doing
yeah.
that? Why don't you tell them the plan for that?
So what happened? What? I'm cutting and it's still too short.
Oh my gosh. Wait, hold on. This is funny. Brenda Foley said, this sounds familiar. Kimberly Jelly fell down Lori Holt stairs. Are we destined to be the next Kimberly Jelly and Lori Holt?
Apparently. Apparently we are. That is so weird. How did I? Anyways. All right. So Sweet. You have seen clues on both Becca and my channel. 1 through 9. We have not gotten to clue 10. That's because we knew we would be meeting up for this. What is?
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Mona said, how do you live stream with no internet?
It's a good point.
All right, keep going. So sweet.
With So Sweet, we decided that we wanted to do a live, and actually, we were planning to do a live when even before when we agreed to do this trip, and so we're actually going to be working together. So Sweet, clue number 10. It's going to be a long day. But we are going to have a lot of fun over on my channel. Becca is being so kind as to host it over on my channel. So make sure to go subscribe and check out my channel so that way you can get the notifications when we go live. Because we're literally starting 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which that feels weird to say, by the way. I'm like, I almost said Central. No, Eastern Standard Time, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. We are going to go live and we're just going to sew until it's done. So it is going to be a long day. Do not feel like you have to be there as long as we are there.
Oh, gosh,
do not feel like you have to go and come back, or you feel free to go and come back and, check in whenever you'd like. But don't feel like you need to be there the entire time because I think we both lost our minds when we agreed to do this.
Yeah.
I think we're both like, oh yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Let's do it. Oh.
Well, I do think it's going to be a lot of fun.
It is.
But
it is
going
be a lot
to
of
be
fun.
a very long live stream.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're going to be able to keep energy levels up the
No.
entire time. So it's going to be a little bit more subdued. It'll be one of those things kind of like when Mom and Pop do a 12-hour live stream, but we're not going to be 12 hours. Gosh, I hope not.
Yeah, right.
But we'll be on for a while. And you can pop in and out as your day allows you. If you've got a full day to sew, you are welcome to sit in your studio and have us there with you for company. And
It'll be like a virtual sew day, basically.
yeah, basically.
Can I ask a favor of you?
Maybe.
Could you? I'll ask when she stops
Okay,
concentrating on pouring. No, it's fine. Could you cut me a 3-inch by 7.5 inch of this one, please? Because I apparently cut mine wrong.
Or, because you have the big ruler.
Oh, perfect.
Wait. That's some camera trickery there.
Right, exactly.
Crystal wants to know, Ian, did you bring the featherweight?
Oh my gosh. I honestly thought about it. I really did think about it, but I was already maxing out my baggage, so I knew I would not be able to bring it with me this trip, but maybe another one, maybe another trip.
Maybe. Mom and Pop are doing their 12 hours tomorrow for Mom's birthday, for Laura Lynn's birthday, so we'll have to stop in and say hi at some point.
Definitely.
Shelby, oh, never mind. When is this? When are we doing that live stream?
Sunday.
Becca, what oil do you use for your machine? I use, where's that big bottle? It's Juki oil. Maybe if Tiffany's still listening, maybe she can put a link to it, because I normally have the bottle right here, and I don't see the bottle because I think I put it up, and I don't know where it is right off the top of my head, but it's a special oil that it says Juki on the bottle. I got it off Amazon. Yep, that's not it over there. I don't know. It's somewhere around here. Oh, Pat said, Mom and Pop's 12-hour is tomorrow. I have both days planned for sewing.
Yay!
It's very weird seeing you both look the same direction on camera, and yet y'all are staring at each other in real life.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, Ian.
Oh, what?
What will you have to pay for your extra heavy baggage going home? Ha, ha, ha.
Oh, that's a good question. I am very, so Becca is very kind and offered to put me up while I'm here. And so what I would have spent on a hotel, I splurged and got a first class ticket because I am 6'2". Y'all saw me when I ran around the corner. I'm very tall.
Yes.
And so I went ahead and splurged and got the first class ticket because it was a reasonable price. And so I did check a bag. I have a carry-on, I have a checked bag. And with first class, instead of the 50-pound weight limit, you get a 70-pound weight limit, which is good because I think I may get close to that 70, to be 100% honest with you. But yeah, I should be covered and I should be good. Oh, Brenda's asking about you cutting your Mr. Bottle letters.
Yes, I did that.
She did do that. I'm so proud of her. She also did her door vinyl, which is awesome. I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud. I'm so proud.
Oh, you have a wireless camera. You could show them.
Oh, I do. You're gonna have to again. I can't.
You're okay. It's there. It's there. Okay,
There it is
now you
right
can put
there.
it back. Okay.
Am I back in frame again?
You are.
Okay, perfect.
And they can see part of the long arm.
Perfect.
And now we see just your shoulder.
Okay.
It's fine. No, it's fine. It's because you're working.
I know.
It's totally fine. Yo, Patty G. So I made two.
Did you?
Yep. And the second one that I did, I framed the portrait and I positioned the foxy lady in the upper corner.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like that. That's really nice.
So I know Nicole's going, dibs, dibs, dibs. So I've got that one. I shipped my purchases home via UPS from Montana, Brenda said. This is why I don't leave the house. Do I have? Oh, it's magic. You know, Big Blue Dog. D-Fricks #1 for the Juki 2010. Yes, that. What Big Blue Dog said.
Big Blue Dog?
Big Blue Dog! Oh, it's magic. You know, even my mommy says so. No? 5x7. Okay. Trying to...
So I've got those.
I don't know what I want to do. These are causing me to be a little bit blue. Oh, see what I did there? Baby, it's cold outside. My mother will start to worry. My father will be facing
You know
the
what's funny?
floor.
Brenda says that she ships purchases home using UPS. I actually, when I went to QuiltCon, I actually got a goodie bag. I was one of the random people that got a goodie bag. And then I had a friend, Christy. She was supposed to go to QuiltCon, but had to back out due to some reasons.
Some reason.
Some reasons.
Due
And
to
it was
reasons.
2 reasons. And so she wasn't able to go, and she had ordered one of their swag bags as well. Or it wasn't the same swag bag, but it's still swag from QuiltCon earlier
Swag.
this year. And so I picked up her bag and I got my bag, and I got back to my hotel room and I realized there was no way any of that was going to fit into my luggage.
Oh,
Because I didn't check a bag. I only did a carry-on and a backpack, and I knew I wouldn't be able to bring it home with me, and so I ended up walking over to the UPS store, or yeah, USPS, excuse me, and shipping everything home, which was great because it made it home before I did, and I knew it was fine. Everything was fine because there was no way I was going to be able to fit it into my luggage. Because not only did I go to QuiltCon, I then went to Oregon
oh yeah,
immediately
that's
after.
right.
Yeah, I went to Oregon
Forgot
immediately
about that.
after and spent like a couple of days out there, more than a couple of days out there, and needed to send it all home.
Mary said she showed her sister my video studio tour, and she said, I need a she shed for all my stuff. I told her that's what I asked Santa for this year. Oh. It's so funny to think when Ian walked in and he saw the family room, he was like, "Oh, this is where you were sewing last year." And I was
Uh-huh.
like, "Yeah, you're right."
Yep.
Like so much has happened in the space of a year.
Yeah. Yup. It's kind of interesting to think.
Yeah, it is. The only thing that would make tonight better is if Tiffany were here with
Yeah,
us.
I agree.
I miss Tiffany.
I agree.
About 6 inches of binding to sew down, and I will have 2 finishes today.
Woo! That's awesome.
Very cool. I can't. I just can't.
I think Sunday we're gonna end up getting like
Slap
real
happy?
slap. Yeah, like super
It's
slap
gonna be
happy.
giggly.
Yep. Mm-hmm. If
Yeah.
that's not reason enough for y'all to join us at some point on Sunday, I don't know what is. I'm excited for Village Green. I think that's gonna be
Oh, the puzzle mystery
yeah.
quote. Okay, so spoiler alert. I grew up in Detroit, and there is a museum that is comprised of an indoor museum and an outdoor museum. The indoor museum has like cars and stuff. It's the Henry Ford Museum, but the outdoor portion is a village that is curated by all of these buildings that make up American history that Henry Ford has gone, sought out, and brought back to this area and built back up. So like
Oh.
he would go find like Thomas boarding house or the Edison plant, and he went and like they labeled everything, took it down, shipped it to Dearborn, and built it back up. And I spent a lot of time at this place growing up, and it is called the Greenfield Village. So every time you say Village Green, I'm like Greenfield Village. Like that's where my mind goes.
That's funny.
Hello, June. Hello, Janine. Binding is a 4-letter word for me today, Mona said. Becca, would your house survive the 3 of you in one room if Stephanie were there with you? Stephanie who? Your friend Stephanie? They don't know about her. I don't know.
I don't know.
But if you're talking about space-wise, the room is definitely big enough for multiple people. So you can go check out my video tour. I've got 2 seats where people could sit and work on hand stuff. I feel like somebody could be working at the long arm just fine without being in anybody's way. Somebody could sit at Ian's desk and I could sit at mine. So I feel like I could fit 5 in here. It might be a little tight when you're up moving around, but everybody would have their own place to sit and work.
Yep.
Christmas at Greenfield Village is beautiful. Yes, it is. Janine said, that's when I first found your channel, was when you were packing up stuff to move into your studio. Yes, ma'am. I have been there at the Henry Ford. Yes. It's gorgeous. One of the neighbors in my town is named Village Green.
Oh, interesting.
Joanne Neely. The Henry Ford Museum also received 7,000 Hallmark ornaments, and they have them all displayed.
Wow. I think I have like a couple at my house. I don't think I have that many.
Oh, no. Oh, John, no. She said, you mentioned that having Steph there would make it all better for you, but I was thinking of the antics. No, Tiffany.
Tiffany.
Tiffany. But yeah, if Tiffany were here, she would own the long arm, first of all. And then in the spaces where I was sleeping, eating, drinking, she would be knocking out entire quilts on the Juki.
Right.
But the antics, no, you're right. We would never get anything done.
Nope.
And then in between during our rest periods, she would be knocking out quilts. Yeah.
I think she would probably have like 5 quilts done by the time we woke up the next morning. Like we would go to bed, you and I would go to bed, and she would still be awake, and she'd be like, all right, see you tomorrow. And okay, and we wake up the next morning and 5 quilts will have been quilted.
Yeah, it's funny because like we'll talk to her on Marco Polo, and like she did this today.
Yep.
We talked, like, what did we do today? We sat on the couch.
Yep. We sure did.
We talked to her. She was like, okay, so I filmed this. I made that. I long armed this. I've edited this. I'm recording this. And then I'm like, she's doing
a beast.
It. Yep.
Beast.
Yep. She is a beast mode. Hey, get it, girl. Get it. I'm happy for her. You do what you got to do. Oh, I'm trying to find another piece that I want to add into this. I think I'm going to go with some of this. Susan said, I found your channel a couple weeks before you moved. Cool. Glad to have you here. That was a difficult time in my life. I don't like to talk about it. I'm happy I'm here.
This is an amazing studio, guys.
I
feel super lucky to be here.
But the pain that I endured to get this studio was not worth it, and I would not recommend. I mean, if you're gonna build something out, my best advice for you: think methodically. Think about what you want your space to be long term, but also make sure you have a place to do your craft if you can, right? Even if it's not like all of your stuff, just make sure that you keep like your sewing machine out and 1 or 2 projects and just work on that. Otherwise you're going to go insane, and there's going to be delays. Oh my gosh, there's always going to be delays.
So when I moved into my apartment, I had a roommate, decided to get her own places, and so I moved into an apartment by myself. I don't have a traditional living room. I do not have a couch. I have a computer chair. I have a fold-up desk in the center of the living room in front of my TV. And then I have my sewing machine, and that's just what it is. What really inspired me was Melody Lane had a YouTube channel. Well, she has a YouTube channel. And when she bought her house in Florida, she set up her living room very non-traditionally. So it wasn't a living room, it was her craft room. Her living room, which is the largest room in the house, is her craft room. And I wanted to do that as well because I enjoy crafting most of the time. So why not just make that the heart of my home?
VR says, I got the sewing table you suggested and I absolutely love it. I got it before Black Friday for way cheaper. So excited, just waiting for the insert. Is that the Arrow Gidget table that I was telling you about? Those are extremely affordable and extremely sturdy. Not a lot of space to actually sew on, but they're like $200 usually is the normal retail price, and they've got an insert so you can put your machine down in it. I sewed on that table for years before I bought this cabinet. And honestly, the only reason why I moved to a cabinet is because I've got all the YouTube stuff, and so I need to have surface area to do everything right here so I'm not getting up and moving around. And that's why I went to a cabinet. But if I didn't have the YouTube channel that I was trying to make videos for, I would have kept sewing on that sucker. Julie says, I learned from you, having a she shed built right now, having 3 independent dedicated outlets put in. Yes.
Nice.
And make sure they're 20 amp outlets. All dedicated, like I've got three dedicated circuits, or 3 different circuits in this room. One powers the lights and the outlets on that wall, and 1 outlet on that wall. I have 1 just for the HVAC, and then I have 1 for this desk.
Apparently Karen Little and I had the same idea. She says, my living room in my apartment is my sewing room as well. So
I think that's lovely.
Yep.
Like your space should really be about what you like to do. And if what you like to do is play video games, then set it up for video games. If what you like to do is sew, then set it up for sewing. Your space is your space. No, you don't have to have it set up.
Oh shoot.
Oh,
Do you have a seam ripper?
Yes, I do. There you go.
Thank you.
Welcome. I think you should do whatever
you
need.
Gotta get Jack out. It's not a good night until you get Jack out.
Oh, that's one thing. I'm going to look and see, is there another piece? Oh, look at that ugliness.
Ugliness?
That.
Oh, yeah.
Should...
Speaking of ugly.
I should have sent that out.
Speaking of ugly,
Yeah.
everybody should make sure to subscribe to our channels, because coming up very soon.
There's some ugly stuff.
There's gonna
Still
be...
don't have my project finished.
Hey, we worked on it a little last night.
We worked on it a lot.
Yeah.
Like the center is done, but I got to figure out what I'm going to do around the center. It's so challenging. And I haven't even recorded the video.
Yeah.
At some point I'll need to do that this week.
We should do that while I'm here. Hey, everybody! No, I'm just kidding.
Gosh,
Gosh, your fabric was ugly. No, I'm just kidding.
It was. A voiceover. I'll be like, get out of my house!
Hi, everyone. I took over Becca's house. Get out of here!
Katie says, half of our living room is my interior garden room. So you do what you love.
Yeah.
Make your space what you love. It doesn't have to
Absolutely.
be, you don't have to have anything big. You don't have to have anything grand. You make whatever it is you have work for what it is you want to do. Use a space for what makes you happy, period. I mean, we're in a converted garage. We're in a space that was a garage. And I know there are people out there that are like, you don't have a garage? Having my car parked in a garage did not make me happy. Having a place to go sew did.
I don't know. In Texas, I feel like I
See?
absolutely need a garage with the hailstorms that we get up there.
Oh,
or down
yeah.
there, I mean. Oh.
That's true.
I used to not have storm anxiety, and then I don't know what happened, but I have storm anxiety now. Like if it's going to be severe weather or anything like that, I get real nervous.
Oh, look who's here, Teresa.
Welcome, Teresa.
Hey,
Good
how
to
you
see
doing,
you.
lady? I haven't seen you in a little bit. I know you've been dealing with some illnesses. You doing okay? Hubby doing okay?
I keep doing that.
Janine says, my children have been picking on me for my gradual takeover of the house. I mean,
Do what makes you happy.
yeah, that's right. Marie says, hi, Becca, new here. What model Juki am I sewing on? I am sewing on the Juki 2010Q, TL 2010Q. I love it. And Ian, if you're curious, is sewing on a Baby Lock Aria.
Which is not my usual machine. I
Nope.
normally sew on a Bernina 770 Tula Pink edition, but that would be really hard to get up here. So
The Baby Lock used to be my primary machine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's still sick, Teresa. No, Teresa, no. No Name says my whole house is for sewing except the bathroom and kitchen. I bet you could do some sewing in there too.
I mean, you could do hand sewing on the toilet. Anyways,
Question: what time on?
what?
Karen Burnett said, question, what time on Sunday will you be singing happy birthday to me? And then she sounded like 5 hearts.
I don't know. Whenever you pop in and say, "Okay, I'm ready for my birthday song."
Should we just do it now and get it over with so we don't forget?
Oh, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Happy
birthday
birthday to
to
you. Happy.
That's as far as we're going.
Oh,
Shoot, snacky.
too funny. Binding is done. Yay!
Woohoo!
All right, here's my. This is a big one, but remember I'm going to cut it
Oh,
down.
God.
Wait, is it the right
Don't
size?
say it.
Did I?
Don't say it.
Don't
say it.
Here's the next one that I made. I made it framed out and just put some other colors in there and felt like, I don't know. I just was sewing, having fun.
That's the thing. Like, this is no stress, no
Yeah.
fuss. You're just cutting and sewing, whatever you feel like doing. It's kind of a little bit like improv piecing, right?
It is.
Like, there's no real rhyme or reason. You're just playing with the fabric and seeing what looks good.
It's true. That's the real fun about it is this is the part that you get to experiment, play with, see what happens, and you never know. Best birthday song ever.
Welcome.
Love it.
You're welcome.
Love it. All right, let's see if I have. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. All right.
It's gonna happen all
I
weekend.
know. It's hilarious.
Stupid. Like, I
It's
can't.
hilarious.
And it makes it worse because every time I open any social media platform, somebody's
it's all
put one out there.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, what? This is why what? This is why you're going, what? Stop it.
Susie asked, what are you two making? We are making...
Are you okay?
Yes! I'm wearing pajama pants and my butt slid out of the chair. I didn't grab the chair. And instead, my butt just went, whee! Because it's a vinyl. And so... I'm just going to stop talking.
He's not been drinking, I promise.
Not tonight. So anyways, we're making, where did it go? Oh, it's over here.
And now they see you falling.
I know,
Here
I
come
know.
the comments.
I know. We're delayed by
Like a
about
minute.
30 seconds. It's about 30 seconds to a minute. Oh, Lord.
Oh gosh.
So we're making postcards. We're making postcard fronts. I sent this postcard to Becca. Becca. And she and we just decided we wanted some fun casual sewing today. So these are postcard fronts, and we'll cut them down and turn them into postcards at another time. We're not actually going to make the postcards tonight, but we just wanted to get a jump and put some postcard fronts together. So that's what we're doing tonight until I fell on the floor. Map Geek says you're going to need a whole bottle of painkillers tomorrow.
June said, I hope you're okay, but I can't stop laughing.
I'm fine. The floor is carpeted, so it's fine.
Big Blue Dog's best live stream ever.
The casual sewing, thus the casual dress. Yes, that is, yes.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
Go to Virginia, he said. It'll be fun, he said.
It's fine. Can I have some of this fabric, please? If you're not using
Don't
it.
you're gonna fall.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Oh.
You're so crazy.
I was a bit surprised, but that was a smooth fall.
There was no thump. I just heard whoop, and I saw it in the corner of my eye. You were on the floor. I was like, what? Like,
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Sure, fine. Sure,
Oh
fine.
my god.
Somebody's like, I have to rewind and watch that.
Right, yeah, exactly. What they weren't looking at their computer at that very moment, and they're like, "What just happened?"
I'll have to clip that for you.
Oh no! No.
Oh, that could be a short.
You're right.
This is why I don't leave the house.
Right. Ian needs a seatbelt. I do.
That's when I started laughing
I
and
do.
snorting.
I
I
do.
was thinking of getting like those seatbelts that
Yep.
are in the wheelchairs,
Yep.
just like buckling
Yep.
them in.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. You're not wrong.
I got some bungee cords.
Yeah.
I'm bungee you to the roof.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Oh gosh,
You're not wrong.
you're so funny. Are you naturally clumsy? Like, is
Yes,
that a
I
thing?
am. Like, y'all don't realize how clumsy I am. Like so when I worked at a museum, the building was a 14-story building, and the offices for the museum were on the very top floors, the 14th floor. My office was all the way down, and I didn't even have an office. I had not even a cubicle. I literally had like a row of computers. Anyways, mine was down in the basement. So a lot of times I would make my way up to the office to talk to people face to face about things. And one day I was up there, and everybody, I had a reputation for being clumsy. And
Why?
gee, I wonder why. And so one day I literally was upstairs. People had seen me walking around the office, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there was a crash, a huge crash. And I heard several people across the office, Ian? I'm like, it wasn't me. It really wasn't me that time. Somebody had opened the communications department had opened a overhead over their desk cabinet, and a huge
Oh,
tin
no.
of pencils had fallen out and gone everywhere. But everyone was like, Ian, I'm like, it wasn't me.
Look what I can do.
Yeah. Look what I can do. Yeah.
Wow.
Ian's in Becca's blooper reel now.
Forever.
Yeah. When I also worked at this job, again, it's a museum. We were doing science experiments, and somebody had built, it was a science experiment where it was a tube that had holes drilled in it. You put a speaker at one end, and flames would come out of the holes, and you could actually change where the flames were highest by the tone that was playing. And so one of my coworkers had built one of those, and he was testing it out in one of our classrooms. And I was like, wow, this is so, I walked into the classroom and was like, wow, this is so cool. I love it. And I was walking over to where they were standing and accidentally kicked the lever that increased the propane.
Oh my gosh.
And it went up to full blast, and I'm literally grabbing the lever, and I don't know which way it is. I can't tell the story with a straight face because it makes me
You
laugh.
can't make this
after
stuff
the fact.
up.
No, I was like, which way do I turn it down? He's like, I don't know which way you kicked it. So these flames are shooting up in this experiment, and it had plexiglass on either side, so it was fine. But I'm like, well, that's the day I get fired, literally.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Katie said I need to spray you with some basting spray.
Yep.
You got fired?
No, I didn't get fired. No.
Oh,
no,
I
no,
thought
no.
you said literally that's the day I got fired. I was like, wait, that's a
Well,
horrible ending
No,
to
no,
a
no,
story.
no. I meant like no. Thankfully, I didn't get fired. But
Oh,
we were
sorry.
dealing with fire. So
Got you. I understand.
Yeah, no, that was a bad joke. I made a bad joke about that. No. I did
No,
not get
I was
fired.
like, wait a minute, Ian, that was not a good story.
No,
It was going
no,
great until you were
no.
like, and then I lost my job.
No. Thankfully, everything was fine. Everything was fine. Like nothing got hurt. It was just like every time I tell that story, I can't stop giggling because I was like, ah!
They said your reputation precedes them.
It's very true.
Susie said, do not ever decide to become a pilot.
Nope.
What did you want to be when you were growing up?
I wanted to be.
What was that?
I wanted to be an astronaut.
Okay, I could see that.
Yeah.
Yep,
Wanted to be an
100%.
astronaut.
You geek out over that stuff.
Yep.
So like, oh my gosh, there's at the Dulles Airport when you're going to the parking, the short-term parking. If you take the people mover, like the walking, well, even when you're walking, they have a ton of pictures that were taken by the Hubble telescope.
Yep.
It just popped up everywhere, and as soon as Ian saw him, he was like, "Oh!" It was great. And it was even funnier because we were walking and Mary was with us and she was like, "Oh, I think that they have the telescope at the Space Museum." And he was like, "No, it's still in orbit. It's never gonna be there."
Out in space. No, the Pillars of Creation are one of that's my favorite Hubble Space Telescope image, and I'm so glad that my mind just went blank on the newest mission up there that just put out new pictures of Pillars of Creation. But that's my favorite picture. Like even when it came out during Hubble's time, James Webb Space Telescope. Thank you. I love that picture, and the newest pictures that came out from the space James Webb is just stunning, just absolutely stunning. Oh shoot, I just rewound and laughed so hard. Thanks. You're welcome.
Oh, I know what I'm doing after the live.
Thanksgiving treat.
This is why I laugh at myself.
What am I doing? I don't
Oh,
know.
that would be a great one. Ian.
What?
Like you could do a blooper reel of all the things that you do, and the voiceover could be, "This is why I laugh at myself. This
is why I don't leave the house." Is more like it. Like that makes way more sense, to be honest.
This is why I don't leave the house.
Yep, right there.
It's not because I have beautiful studios, it's because
Right.
I'm in a cast most of the time and I can't. Okay, gotta decide what I want to put.
Wow. Susan, that's amazing. My daughter slipped at work with a full bucket of water, went down and did not spill a single drop of the water. The patrons in the DQ gave her a standing ovation. I would too. So there was another time, again,
One time at
working
band
at the
camp.
museum. We had a Christmas party, and one of my coworkers asked me to grab the other end of a 6-foot table, like one of those plastic 6-foot tables, to move to across the room. And I was like, "Yeah, sure, absolutely." So I grabbed the back end, and we're walking. I don't know how it happened exactly. I tripped over my own 2 feet. I think maybe a chair leg got involved, and I tumbled down, and I kind of caught myself a little bit, and then I'm like, nope, didn't catch myself, and I kept falling, and I ended up on the floor. My body ended up on the floor, but one of my legs ended up sitting on top of the table. So there was that one. There was that one. It was great. It was great.
It was great.
It was great.
It was super great.
Loved it.
Love it. 10 out of 10 would recommend again.
10 out of 10 would not recommend.
This is why Ian hurts himself. This is why Ian got a cast.
Yes, James Webb, thank you so much. Question: if my block is 15 inches, 25 patch block, what size should the sashing be that I use working on my very first quilt? I'm going to hand that one over to Becca because I'm really bad with math.
Well, it's really personal preference, right? It's how much spacing do you want between your blocks. So if you've got a 25 patch is 5, they're probably 3-inch pieces in there, right? So 3 times 5 is 15. So you probably have 3-inch squares in there if it's a 25 patch. If you want to make it feel evenly spaced, I would go with a 3-inch sashing, because it would be like a 15 patch made of 3-inch squares, and then you have a 3-inch sashing. But if you want it to feel a little bit more like it's just sashing and not part of the block, you could do a 1.5 inch. But it's really just personal preference. You could take 2 blocks, lay them down on your tabletop, and put your sashing fabric in between them. So put your sashing fabric down and then put your block on one side and the other block on the other side, and just start scooching them together until you see about how much space you would want. Measure that and go with that. But add a 1/2 inch for your seam allowances. Hope that made sense.
Made sense to me.
This is why.
I think this is what I want to do. Man, that thing gets going.
Oh, that's not even full speed.
I know.
Here, I'll get you on the next one.
Ooh.
Ooh, baby. You're welcome,
We know
Karen.
Tiffany.
Good luck.
We know Tiffany runs hers at
100%.
super duper. Yeah. Super duper extra speed.
There we go.
Wow. My quilt project, excuse me. Ian, I once fell out of a chair at work. It was not graceful. My coworker said I rode the fall almost all of 8 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
And then Marcia says, I'm glad you're okay, but the expression on your way down was priceless.
I need to go back and see that. Do you want to see it? Do you want to show that? Do you want to see what it? You want to come look?
Oh, I'm scared to go look.
Oh, come on. Let's see if I can hunt and peck.
Can you find it?
Oh, I'm sure I can.
Can you find it? That's going to be the question.
Gotta rewind back.
I just almost put it on my finger. There we go.
Oh, that's too far back.
Too far, too far. You need to be in bubble wrap. Yeah, that's not the first time I've heard that. Oh my gosh. Tracy H says I got my hair caught in a weed eater a few years ago. Oh my gosh. That's scary. That's not funny at all.
You know what? I'm not going to sit here and hunt and peck it. It'll
Okay.
be fine.
We'll look for it after.
But they said they wanted to see it on loop.
Right. Well, I'm already a GIF out there. Maybe there'll be another one.
This is why I'm going to get some Taco Bell.
Shh, it's okay. I'm sorry, baby.
I think this is going to be my last postcard
Yep.
top. Are you doing? How many do you have after this? After that one?
I have 2 more seams.
But how many will you have completed? How
3.
many tops?
I'll have 3 tops.
Okay, me too.
Sweet.
Sweet. I think this is what I'm going to keep working on this weekend. Because
Awesome.
I would like to send these out to some folks.
Yeah, yeah.
This is a good project. We'll just eat up all this fabric in quilted postcards.
There you go. I was actually thinking about sending out quilted postcards, and I was thinking when I would get home, I would start working on them. But this actually helps take care of that because I can send.
And if they're done,
Yeah.
like if we get the supplies, you could even mail them from here if you have the addresses.
That's true.
But they also take up no space.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably take these back home.
If it makes it easier, it was about 9:30. Great, I'll go back and look.
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay, so this is measuring it 4 and out. You know what? We'll square it up later. Let me put another section of this on the left. Pass it over.
Oops.
Tracy says I was leaning over trying to weed eat under a boat.
Oh no.
Shh.
Don't do that. Don't weed eat under a boat.
I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat.
You're just full of the songs, aren't you?
I am. There's songs going through my head all the time. I like this black border. This is why.
Mary says, hi, Teresa. Sorry that you're still sick. We do hope you get feeling better soon, Teresa. I'm so sorry that you're not feeling well. When I make postcards, I put fusible fleece on the back of the fabric, then quilt it, then fuse that to a comic board with under
Wonder
wonder under, and then edge with a zigzag. That's another way to do it. Absolutely. That your machine kind of dings like a transportation, like I hear public transport kind of ding in it.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, doors are closing, ding ding.
Lori, that's totally fine. Yes, please. I'll take them. I'll use them. She says, I am cleaning my room and I'm wondering if I can send you some of the doubles of quilt patterns I have to use as giveaways.
Oh,
I'll
nice.
take them. I'll be happy to do
awesome.
that. And those are actually nice and easy to mail because I can just put them in an envelope.
Yep. It's a lot easier to mail.
Yeah. This is why. Thank you, Lori. Okay, let's see. We have 6x8, which is half here. It's 1. Do you want to know my daughter's favorite place to go eat?
Where?
It's a restaurant in Occoquan.
Where?
It's a little town called Occoquan. I'm going to
Okay.
take you there while
Oh,
you're
okay.
here, because it's really cute little town.
Uh-huh.
But there's a place there that has like soups and stuff,
Uh-huh.
and they that's not quite right. Shoot.
What happened?
Wait, hold on. I can't think and do this at the same time. Let me get this lined up
Okay.
first. We'll do this cut, and then I'll do the other one.
We passed a Wawa on the way here.
Oh, he got really excited.
And I
about
was
that
like,
Wawa.
oh, Wawa! Do y'all remember? It was about, I think it was Christmas either last year or 2020. There was this lady, she went viral on Facebook and Instagram because she was like, she thought she was at a Wawa getting her Coke, and she thought that somebody was cleaning off her windshield, but it was actually somebody who had the exact same car as she did. And so she like goes up and hugs him, and I just love this Tommy, because it was around Christmas, so she was thinking he was doing a good deed, and it wasn't her car. And then she got, yeah. So she's in the car like crying, laughing so hard with embarrassment. But she was at a Wawa, and I was like, what? Because we don't have Wawas in Texas. And so I'm like, what's a Wawa? What is, and I had to look it up, and it was like, oh, it's this convenience store at a gas station. And it's like, oh, you mean like a Buc-ee's? Like, that's
Yep,
what I know.
kind of like that.
That's what I know is Buc-ee's.
All right.
If Becca ever comes down to Texas, which I hope she does at some point,
Yeah, it's we'll see.
I will take
Texas
her to
is
a
hot,
Buc-ee's.
so we'll go in January.
Yes, you are not wrong.
We don't do Texas in summer.
You are not wrong.
I really want to go to California.
Denise says, I have some scrap therapy patterns. Could you use those?
Sure. If you want, my shipping address is just in the description box down below. You can send me any patterns. Please don't send me a ton of fabric or other bulky things because I don't have storage for that. But I can make room for patterns or very, very small notions if you're looking to declutter and you want to put it in a giveaway pile. And if you would like to be, it'll be hard for me to remember what everything is from. So if you want to be recognized for that giveaway, just put like a post-it note in it or on it or something or pin it to it or something so that I can remember to give you credit when I give that item away, because otherwise I'll just forget. Okay, here's my third one.
Oh, I like it. Yeah.
So what I did is I took 4 fabrics and I cut 1.5-inch strips, and I made a strip set, and then I subcut from that, and I just alternated them so that I kind of had like a ziggy zag type of thing going.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just put a black border around it so it's framed.
That's like it's very similar to the one that I sent you.
Yeah.
Because I did the exact same thing.
I just did a border around it.
Yep. You
Yep,
put a border
yep,
around
yep.
it, and you can see that I just made the checkerboard go back up and down. I have there's still extra fabric on it, but this is my third. I copied Becca because I liked it. It looks really pretty like this. So I really like how this turned out.
I like that one too. I like those colors. And the nice thing about those, like that one's really big, but you can quilt it, and then we're going to size it down later. So I made all of mine 6x8. I did score them to 6x8, but I still have to trim them down a little bit.
Yeah.
Susan just found her cup of coffee that she poured this morning.
Oh no. Susan, it sounds like you needed more of that today.
Hey, Eric. Eric Oda's here.
Hey, Eric, how are you?
Raging Smirk wants to know, what part of Texas are you in?
Oh, that's a good question. I am in the North Texas region, so Dallas, Fort Worth. That is where I live.
I'm glad I joined you guys tonight. I needed a good laugh or a happy cry.
Well, you definitely got some of that.
Yeah. Occoquan is a cute little town. Yes, yes it is. Scrappy therapy patterns, could use those. Yes, feel free to send them. I think I'm caught up. I'm going to have another bite of my green stuff that's delicious.
So here's,
Oh, good.
while she's doing that, I will show you all. Here is the first one. There is extra material on the top and the bottom. I will trim that when I actually go to make the postcards. I will trim that. But this is the last one that I made. This was the second one that I made, or first one actually. This was the first one that I made tonight. I like the staggered that I did.
I like that. That's neat.
Yeah, I think that came out really well. And then here is the second one that I made
That's cool
tonight.
too. I like that.
Yeah, came out well. Thank you for
Mona
letting
said,
me
is
play
that
with your
green
fabric.
marshmallows? It is Watergate salad. So pistachio pudding with marshmallows and some fruit. Teresa said she's going to try to be on Sunday, even if only for a little while. So make sure you check out her channel. I am eating Watergate salad for those that are asking. Eric said he is sore from all the hiking.
Oh boy.
And a couple of people are asking for reminders about when we're going to do the live stream on Sunday. So you want to go over that again?
Yep, absolutely. Join us Sunday. Again, huge thanks to Becca for letting me use her studio and her equipment and everything. We're going to broadcast from my channel off Quilted Crafter Ian. I think I heard her type in, yes I did, into the chat. Those are the links to my YouTube channel. We're going to be going live Sunday morning, very early, starting 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Central. Don't know what that is specific off the top of my head, but there you go. There you go. And then we're just going to be going until we're done with Clue 10, which is putting the whole quilt together. And we have the large quilt, so it's going to take us a hot minute to get it all done, but we're going to do it, and we're going to have a lot of fun. We hope you will join us and keep us entertained while we sew everything together. I think it's going to go a little bit faster than we think it will. I think it's going to go a little bit faster.
Yeah, and you've already looked at Clue 10 and laid everything out. Yeah. So it's I think it will. Yeah. I feel like you have, because of the nature of how you create your videos, I think you have the ability to prep them. Yeah. Right? After you're done sewing. I don't have that ability because I just do a live stream and I throw it in a bucket. So I think sometime tomorrow morning, before we get out and do some stuff, I'm going to try to start getting my things prepped and ready to go so that when we're ready to start sewing on Sunday morning, we're just sewing. We're not doing with all that stuff. Yeah. But I mean, it's going to be a long live stream. We're going to be on for a while. I hope that we're off by the time that Teresa starts her live streams. Usually that's around 5 p.m. Eastern time. YouTube is a big place. I'll just say this now. YouTube is a big place. And you're not going to be able to avoid uploading videos or going live when another content creator is, even ones that you watch or follow or subscribe to. And I would drive myself insane constantly trying to tiptoe around everybody's preferred live stream time. Yep. So what I do is I usually try to stick to just the Friday night live streams because that's what I like doing, and that's fine. It doesn't mean that other people can't do it either. But what I do try to do for Tracy, Tiffany, and Ian, who are my three, and Donna. Well, Donna I actually don't because she's live all the time. Yeah. But Tracy, Tiffany, and Ian, they all have a scheduled time that they like to do a live stream. They may do other live streams during the week if they choose. I know Tiffany will occasionally pop on and do others, so will Teresa. But for their normally scheduled weekly live streams, I try to deconflict and I try to not stream during that time frame just as a nod to them. So I hope that we'll be finished by 5, and it might be that even if we're not done, we might end up ending anyway because at that point it'll be 8 hours. Yeah. So
we'll see what happens. We're gonna take it. This is the first time that I've done a live stream for Clue 10. It has a lot of parts to it, but I think it's going to be a lot faster than we think it is. I'm crossing my fingers.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to take it moment by moment, and we
Yep.
hope that you will join us.
Yep. And I'm really looking forward to, like, Ian's going to host it, right? This
Mhm.
is, he's in my space. We're using my tech, but this is his video that I am joining him for. He joined me tonight for a live stream that we're doing here. We made some postcards. We had a little bit of fun. He fell out of his chair. It's totally cool. And then on Sunday, he'll walk us through another project, and I'll just get to sit and wing it and see how it goes.
Yep.
So really
That'll be lots
excited
of
about
fun.
that. So it's 10 o'clock, right on time.
Sweet. Perfect.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here because